If you are under 21 years old, then the Secretary of State, the government, the court wants to take away your driver's license. Yeah, it's true. They make it way, way easier for them to suspend your license if you get too many traffic tickets. So you need to be armed with the knowledge of how to fight back, how to avoid that. Because your license is pretty important to you. I get it. You got to go to work. You got to go to school. You want to have your driver's license. So be informed about how you can prevent your license from being suspended since you are under 21 years old. Let's dive into that right now. Hi, I'm attorney Derek Martin with Driver Defense Team. Our law firm is called Driver Defense Team. We wind up representing thousands of people every year on traffic tickets and other driving related charges. A lot of them happen to be for people under 21 years old. I mean, let's be honest here. If the younger you are, the more likely you are to get tickets, right? Officers are out there looking for younger people or people who look young in order to write tickets, right? The idea is, slow down, learn to drive safe, right? And so if you're crossing that line, well, then you can bet that officer is going to be pulling you over and giving you a ticket. So you may not get the benefit of the doubt that, an old man like me will get. So what do we got to do about this, right? Well, first, let's start off with the how. How can your license get suspended if you get too many tickets and you're under 21? Well, if you're under 21 and you get 2 convictions on your record within 24 months, so they look back 24 months, 2 years, and if you get 2 convictions, they'll suspend your license. How long will they suspend it for? Well, that depends on what the convictions were for, what type of tickets they were. There's points that are assessed with each one, and depending on how many points are, that'll determine the length of your suspension. But the point here is that it just takes 2 tickets, 2 convictions. That's not that hard to do, right? I mean, say like a year and a half ago, you got some ticket for going 8 miles over the speed limit or running a stop sign or something like that. And you just paid it, you pled guilty, you wanted to get rid of it, no big deal, you're done with. And now, the other day, you got in an accident or you got pulled over and got another ticket. Well, now you're actually facing possibly a suspension. And so that's how easy it is. It's not that difficult for somebody under 21 to get suspended. Compare that to someone who's over 21. Somebody like me, definitely over 21, I can get 3 convictions within a 12-month period. If I get 3 convictions within a 12-month period, then I get suspended. So I get 3 strikes instead of 2. And also, they're only going to look back 12 months for me as opposed to 24 months for someone under 21. So that's the benefit of turning 21 besides the other ones, right? Is that you get a lot more leeway. So someone under 21 has a short rope, thin ice, whatever parent term you want to use for this, you're just going to have a harder time if you're under 21. So the name of the game is avoiding convictions. Because notice, I said it's 2 convictions that will suspend you. It's not like receiving 2 tickets. You're innocent until proven guilty when you get that ticket. It's the outcome to that ticket that matters. So the name of the game is avoiding that worst outcome, which is a conviction. Let's talk about it. So there is the best case outcome, and that is being either found not guilty or getting the ticket dismissed. Then it's gone, it's done with, it's like it never even happened. No points go on your record, no conviction is on your record. The worst case scenario is what we've been talking about, which is a conviction. So you want to avoid that conviction. Now there's also some things in between, right? The most common one worth talking about here is court supervision. Court supervision is not a conviction. Court supervision is an agreement between you and the court where you have to do some things, right? You definitely have to pay a fine. You're almost certainly going to have to do some sort of traffic school. Maybe they even have you doing community service, right? Depends what's negotiated with supervision. But the point is, you have to do those things, you complete them, and then the court closes out your case, and you never get that conviction on your record. That's a good thing because that's not one of your 2 strikes then. Right? Now, supervision may not always be attainable. Some types of tickets, supervision's not even an option. It's not even legally possible. You can't get an unlimited number of supervisions either. So, this is a case-by-case basis. But the point here is there are a number of ways typically to avoid a conviction. And so if you are comfortable doing that, go do it, right? You can handle that your own if you want in many, many cases. But the other option is to have an attorney do it for you. An attorney like myself and anyone in our firm, we handle these all the time, right? And oftentimes the short-term investment of hiring a lawyer far outweighs the sort of the long-term problem of having a suspended license, right? So that's an option as well. Now, if you've been able to avoid those two convictions, well, by either supervision, dismissal, whatever, then of course your license remains valid. And that's the way to handle it. You want to handle it the correct way right up front, right? When you get that ticket issued to you by the officer, you then want to go manage it and handle it the right way, whether that's yourself or with an attorney. But so many people, especially people who are under 21, don't do that. They instead will just mail it in and pay and get the conviction, or they go to court and they botch it somehow, and now they get a letter from the Secretary of State saying, hey, your license is about to be suspended because you got 2 or more convictions. So now you're in a bad spot, right? You sort of wish you would have handled that the right way the first time, and that's what I'd recommend. But people who are in this situation, all hope is not lost. I am here to tell you that many, many times we are still able to go back, fix one of those convictions, remove it, and then you fall back down below that threshold of having too many convictions. So then your license does not get suspended, or it gets unsuspended. So that's the proper way to handle that if you're in that position. How you do that is called a motion to vacate. Motion meaning, essentially a request of the court. And vacate meaning to remove. So it's a request to remove your conviction. Now, that makes it sound real easy. It's a bit more complicated than that, right? You have to sort of make sure you're eligible to do that. You have to then re-resolve the ticket. Like, even if your motion is granted, you have to then resolve the ticket in the right way. And that way can't be a conviction again, right? And so it can be a bit more complicated than that. Finally, even if you're able to do this, then you got to go get everything over to the Secretary of State so they actually update your record. So my point here is that you do want to handle this the right way the first time around. But even if you're in the position of being suspended soon or suspended now, oftentimes there's things that we can do. So how do you know? Call us. Right? Give us a call. We can talk to you about your ticket, have your ticket number, all these details available, and we'll look it up and we can talk to you about what we can do to remove that suspension, or most importantly, just avoid the conviction. That's the game. Avoid a conviction at all costs. All right. So I hope that you found this helpful no matter what position you're in. But now that you're out there, know that you kind of got a target on your back a little bit. Right or wrong, you're under 21. You're going to have to manage not only your driving, but any tickets that you get while driving the right way. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you found this video helpful. Thanks.